everyone, we're the Wong Center Student Global Ambassadors. I'm Bayley Gokenauer.
And I'm Alex Johnson.
And we're going to go over some basics of study away at PLU. You might have wondered why we tend to use the term study away over study abroad at PLU. This is because we recognize that global education in the U.S. can be just as enriching and valuable as learning in a different country. For example, LUs can learn about indigenous communities in Mexico or New Zealand, as well as right here in Washington.
It's important to reflect on why you want to study away. It's an opportunity for you to get to know other points of view and expand your perception of the world, build empathy and experience other cultures firsthand. It is a way for you to build professional competencies like intercultural communication, adaptability, language abilities, and time management skills, just to name a few. You can also gain professional experience through internships on a number of programs. Different than a vacation or a trip, study away is also a chance to get to know yourself better. Through living outside of your comfort zone, you'll likely learn a lot about your own culture, biases, identities, and worldview. It's fun and exciting, and right now, probably a little bit scary. Study away teaches you how to solve problems and navigate those unfamiliar situations. Make no mistake, living immersed in a different culture is really hard sometimes. The challenging aspects of the experience are the things that will teach you the most and give you the opportunity to grow and learn, expanding your perspectives. That being said, the Wong Center is here to offer support and guidance throughout the entire process.
PLU manages semester programs in 6 different countries that we call gateway programs. Some of these programs offer the opportunity to learn from a PLU professor that accompanies students on the program as a site director. Each of these programs also have a program director who is a PLU faculty member with extensive knowledge of the program and can answer questions you may have. We'll give you a quick overview of our gateway program so you have an idea of some of the semester study away opportunities available to you.
For students who will have taken the equivalent of at least 4 semesters of college-level Spanish, you can study in Oaxaca, Mexico. This is a language immersion program with opportunities to get to know local indigenous communities, learn to dance salsa, live with a Oaxacan host family, and gain professional experience through an internship.
The Trinidad and Tobago program in the Caribbean offers service learning and internships and the chance to dive into the culture and earn a PE credit through participating in Carnival, a huge festival during which students learn and perform a dance and experience the culture while having fun. During their time in this English-speaking multi-ethnic country, students take some classes with other PLU students in the program, starting with the J-term course. During the spring semester, according to their individual academic needs, students choose from a wide range of course offerings at the University of the West Indies as well. This program is a particularly great fit for students interested in learning about gender, race, and religion in a multicultural society, as well as students from various STEM disciplines. Environmental science students will have the opportunities to study sustainability and get involved with Caribbean coastal and marine biology and conservation.
On the IHA Oxford program in England, you'd pursue individualized courses of study and tutorials with Oxford scholars, while also experiencing place-based learning with a PLU faculty member. Students report becoming more focused, independent learners as a result of this unique and intensive academic opportunity. Students have access to the renowned Bodleian Library and get to enhance their learning in the classroom through study tours around the UK, as well as visits to museums and historical sites.
You're probably well aware that PLU has a rich history of connections to Norway, so it's no surprise that this is reflected in our global education opportunities. Students can study peace and conflict studies in Oslo, or Norwegian language and literature, business administration, or biology and environmental studies in the small town of Bø. Kinesiology students can also study in Vestfold, which also happens to be a great place to learn about Viking history.
In Windhoek, Namibia, there are academic options for students in all sorts of different fields within the natural and social sciences. Education students have the opportunity to take coursework that matches up with their junior year spring semester classes that they need. This program also takes students to different places around the country on study tours, such as a wildlife sanctuary and game reserve, participating in a boutique workshop, and a brief stay with a family in a rural area.
Students interested in Chinese language and culture have the chance to study in Chengdu, China in fall or for a full academic year. The program has an emphasis on Western China, and students participate in a study tour to Tibet. Students learn the language and culture while taking a course from a PLU faculty member and local professors at Sichuan University. All courses except Chinese language classes are taught in English, so students don't need to have studied the language before to participate in the program.
There are also a number of featured semester programs that are not operated by PLU, but are aligned with the Wang Center's mission, values, and academic standards.
In addition to Semester Study Away, PLU offers a variety of short-term programs. January term programs are academically integrated experiences, carefully planned and administered by PLU faculty and Wang Center staff. These are intensive faculty-led study away courses that you'd take alongside other LUTs, both locally and globally. The list of which courses are available changes each year, so keep an eye out in January to learn about which classes will be offered in J-term of the following year.
One of the things that you'll probably have questions about is cost and scholarships. Take a look at the scholarships page on the Wang Center website to learn more about which scholarships you might be eligible for. For Gateway and J-term program students, the Global Scholar Award is a need-based PLU scholarship based on the FAFSA that students have on file. If you're applying for a featured program, in many cases, the program provider offers their own set of scholarships that you should look into as an additional funding source. Students who are recipients of a Pell Grant can be eligible for the Gilman Scholarship, which is a U.S. Department of State-funded scholarship to study away. If you receive a Pell Grant and are considering studying away for either semester or short term, make sure to learn more at plu.edu/studyaway/Gilman. The Gilman Mccain Scholarship is for the child dependents of active duty military service members to study away. If this applies to you, you should look into whether you could be eligible for the Gilman Mccain Scholarship.
While J-term program costs vary, there is a set fee for each program. The average program cost is about $4,500 and is usually an out-of-pocket additional expense for students. Students on Gateway or featured semester programs pay their regular PLU tuition, room and board, and student fees, and financial aid and scholarships do apply. One thing that's important to note is that students can only take full financial aid in one featured semester program. Students can participate in multiple Gateway programs using full scholarships and financial aid. For approved semester or summer programs, the Wang Center bills student accounts for their program cost, which is set by the provider that manages the program, as well as an administrative fee to PLU. Financial aid and scholarships don't always apply and may be adjusted or reduced based on program cost.
The cost of a semester program is very similar to a semester on campus at PLU. What you pay to PLU includes the cost of instruction and academic credit, your housing and meals, as well as study abroad insurance. For programs that don't include meals from a dining hall or a host family, you would have the independence to prepare your meals yourself and support some local restaurants, and you'd receive a monthly stipend directly from PLU to go towards the cost of those groceries and meals. For Gateway programs, visa fees are included. For featured programs, you can get reimbursed for visa costs up to $300 if you submit the receipts to the Wang Center.
There are a lot of different types of programs and opportunities to learn globally, so start thinking now about what's important to you and what you'd like to get out of a study away experience. Are you learning a language, or would you like to start learning one? Do you want to learn about a culture by living with a host family? Is there an academic field or topic you're truly passionate about that you want to explore in a different cultural context? These are all things you can discuss with a study away advisor, as well as with us, the LUTs who studied away before. Think about what you might need to thrive on a study away program. If any, what accommodations would you need to make a study away accessible to you? Take a moment to think about which resources would set you up for success in the challenging environment of living immersed in another culture. What considerations should you take into account related to mental and physical health? What type of housing would fit best for you? You're encouraged to talk with the study away advisor about your concerns, needs, and identities, and how the Wang Center can best support you and work together with you to make the most of your study away experience.
Think about whether you would do best with a program that is more structured, with things more planned out and organized for students, with a high level of support from on-site staff and maybe a PLU faculty member, or whether you'd prefer a program that's very independent, where you would be enrolled in a local university and be responsible for figuring a lot of things out and shaping your own experience abroad. Another important question to ask yourself is what your academic interests are, and how you could use study away to explore coursework that you wouldn't otherwise have access to at PLU. Maybe there are some unique classes that you could take abroad that could fulfill your general education requirements or major or minor requirements.
So now, let's go over the next steps you should follow in this process. First, figure out what your goals are for studying away. What do you hope to get out of a study away experience, personally, professionally, and academically? Once you've identified what your goals are for study away, research which programs can make it possible to achieve those goals. In this stage of the process, it can be really useful to talk with another student who studied away. You can reach out to us as LUTs who've studied away before by emailing global.ambassadors@plu.edu. We can help you narrow down your program options, especially in the early stages of your search. Another important resource we want to direct you to is our Study Away Identities resource page. Here you will find things to consider, student stories, and resources to explore, given all of your intersecting experiences and identities, such as race, gender, sexuality, being first in the family, and other aspects of who you are. There is also some location-specific identity-related information. You can find this on the Study Away website by looking at the links on the left side.
For a semester or year-long study away, you'll need to schedule a study away advising appointment, which is an opportunity for you to talk with the Wong Center advisor about your interests and goals for study away, academic requirements, and the next steps in the study away process. You can schedule an appointment at plu.edu/studyaway/advising.
One of the things you will need to do in this process is look at your CAP report on Banner and the requirements for your majors and minors. What types of classes do you need to take to stay on track to graduate? When you're exploring study away programs and have identified some options, reach out to your academic advisor and talk with them about whether this program could fit your academic needs. In the pre-departure process, getting ready to study away, you would fill out a form getting approval from any relevant department chairs for major or minor credit and the registrar for Gen Eds. The Wong Center is here to guide you through this process and figure out how study away fits into your degree progression.
Then, once you've done all that, get all of your application materials in before the deadline. We'll use an online application system called Teradata, which you can find at studyaway.plu.edu.
Thank you for listening. It's great that you're interested in Study Away. If you have questions, don't hesitate to reach out to us. We're here to support you.
Get the latest information on application deadlines and deadline extensions, scholarship information, and more by connecting with us on social media. You should also sign up to stay updated on all things study away and global education related at plu.edu/studyaway/interested.
Thanks again. We're looking forward to working with you.